Hey guys, it's your boy R's back at it again with another video. So, I don't think I've ever told anybody on this channel, but Hunter x Hunter 2011 is my favorite shonen anime of all time, and I think that it is the best shonen anime of all time. I don't think that any modern anime comes close to its writing, its themes, its character development, the way that it balances its power. I don't think that any anime has come close to beating it in any of those categories. So, it came to my surprise when I was watching Swagkage's channel that he had uploaded a video today, but I might not be releasing this today, I might be releasing this tomorrow, I don't know. But he made a video talking about Prime Netero versus Meruem. And it's a very interesting topic. And it's probably not something that everyone is going to agree on. So, I'm making this video sort of as a counter to that one, because I do not agree with his conclusion. His conclusion being that Prime Netero would still be outclassed by Meruem. And I'm pressing doubt very, very hard on that conclusion. And there's two arguments that I'm going to be countering and providing my own arguments as to why I think that Meruem would literally never touch Prime Netero. So, I'm going to be linking his video down below. Swagkage makes great content. I usually agree with his analyses, not on this one, but I'm going to go into two of his points, and you can obviously go and watch this video yourself so you can see what he said exactly, but here's one of the first points that he made. So, he referenced how strong Netero was in his prime by talking about what Netero himself said when he was talking to his boys before going to fight Meruem. So, what Swagkage kind of did was he took what Netero said, and either he said it a little bit too literally, or he just wasn't reading it properly. His reading comprehension wasn't the best when reading this. But his end conclusion, long story short, is that Netero is 2 times stronger in his prime than he was as an old man. That isn't true. If you go back and you read the panel, the manga panel, which I should be able to put up here, he specifically says that he's less than half of his prime. So that means at a bare minimum, he's 2 times stronger than he was as an old man when he fought Meruem. So that means that we don't know exactly how much stronger he is in his prime than he is when he goes to do his little fight. So he could be 3 times as strong, 4 times as strong, 5 times as strong. We don't know. And the problem with him saying, just giving a flat value to how strong Prime Netero is that he keeps referencing like almost the entire video that if his 100 type Bolshevita, or however the hell you pronounce it, I'll just say his 100 type, was 2 times stronger and 2 times faster, that Meruem still would be able to get around it. Which I disagree on that premise alone, but I'll go into that in a little bit. Given the fact that we don't know exactly how strong his prime state is, he could be anywhere from 2 to 5 times stronger, or maybe even greater in his prime. All we know for a fact is that he's less than half his prime, and we don't even know how much he meant by less than half. Less than half his prime could be 40% of his full power. It could be 33% of his full power. You have no idea. At this point, you're just guessing, right? But here's something that I want to bring up that is very fucking important. Now, I think this was either in his late 40s or in his mid 50s, but Netero, at one point in his career, had reached his peak. He could already use Nen and all that. He was already a hunter, right? But he was reaching his limit and he was peaking. So he decided to go to the mountains and practice, do some punches of gratitude, okay? These punches of gratitude he did for 2 years straight. Every day, he would punch 1,000 times, and he would not end his daily routine without doing this. After 2 years, he could punch faster than sound. I don't think that you could comprehend what I just said because your mind is doing mental gymnastics trying to comprehend what you just heard. An old man without using Nen abilities and doing normal punches could do 1,000 punches in 1 hour, easily surpassing the speed of fucking sound. Do you understand? Because nowhere in any panels or any training did it say that Netero was using Nen to enhance his punches. He was just doing normal punches and surpass the speed of sound. Can you imagine what would happen if he applied Nen to that after doing decades more training beyond that point? Again, people think that just because he punched faster than sound, that was his limit. You don't know how much faster Netero could go after he trained with Nen using the speed of sound. So, this means that there is a lot of unknowns regarding what Netero's max speed is and what his max strength is. We literally have no idea. All we know is that at the bare minimum in his prime, he could punch faster than sound, and that would directly translate to his 100 type. Now, given this information, what the hell do you think would happen with his 100 type, which is already faster than he is? Because this isn't Dragon Ball Z, okay? It's not like, oh, if you get 2 times stronger, you get a linear increase in power and speed. No. You can't make that assumption at all. As a matter of fact, what I found weird in his video as well is he was comparing Pito to Netero, and he brought up the fact that that Pito took a direct hit from his 100 type, right? She took no damage. That's true. But another thing that he didn't point out, which was literally in the video that he made, was that if you look at that panel, it literally was stated that Pito, it took every single ounce of her senses, all of them, just to perceive the 100 type hitting her. Just seeing it appear took all of her senses. So even if Meruem is 2 times stronger than her, right? Knowing the fact that Netero is at a bare minimum 2 times stronger in his prime than he is while he's fighting Pito, or wasn't really fighting her, but he slapped her away, and fighting Meruem, and the fact that Meruem was having a very hard time even even trying to break through his defenses despite the obvious the handicap he was given, which he couldn't kill Netero in order to know his name. There's no way that anyone can conclude that this man Meruem could ever touch Netero. Ever. There's absolutely no way. Because let's put it this way, right? Meruem was struggling heavily, I repeat, heavily trying to get through Netero's defenses, right? He struggled a lot. Yes, he was suppressing himself, but if he was actually faster than sound, right? Because again, even if I use Swagkage's own logic, right? If he is exactly 2 times stronger in his prime, and prime him, right, is faster than sound, that means that old man Netero was half the speed of sound. Right. So, then by that logic, Meruem was struggling to go faster than half the speed of sound. So, if you take that into consideration, right, then you would have to conclude afterwards that Prime Netero, who is punching faster than sound without using nin abilities, with his 100 type, which would be faster than he is, way faster than sound, right, would slap the shit out of Meruem, and Meruem would never get a chance to touch him. If he's struggling to go faster than half the speed of sound, then he would never in a million years be able to touch 100 type that is moving significantly faster than sound. Over. The conversation is over by that logic alone. But does that mean outright that old man Netero can beat Meruem? I don't know. If we're talking about post Rose Bomb, Meruem versus Prime Netero. So if we're talking about Prime Meruem versus Prime Netero, I think Prime Netero gets stomped. And the reason being is that he has the abilities of his three commanders, and his power is significantly greater than it was before. His speed, strength, everything. I think even his wisdom is greater. It is greater than it was before. But I do think that it is way too foolish to say that Prime Netero outright loses to Meruem. I don't believe that's true. At maximum, it's a stalemate. At maximum. Netero can't kill Meruem, but Meruem cannot touch Netero. Therefore, who knows? Because again, if Meruem Meruem was being, like, despite the fact that he was handicapped, people were under the impression that Meruem wasn't serious in the fight between the two. Like, he was very serious. He wanted to know what his name was, so he was using all of his strength and all of his speed to try to take off Netero's arms and legs, and he was struggling to do so. So, given that alone, right, I do not think for any reason that he could approach a faster than sound 100 type, and that's the conclusion that I'm going to end with. Hopefully you guys like this video. Again, I respect the shit out of Swagkage. I like his videos, but I do not agree with his conclusion that Meruem somehow would beat Prime Netero. No fucking way. It's not happening. He would never come close to even touching the man. He was getting slapped away, like, with almost no difficulty, without him even using his 99th hand. And then he still used his 0 hand. And despite the fact, obviously it didn't kill him, it did some damage to him. He got some scratches. And again, we don't know what less than half his prime is. So, if less than half his prime is like 40% of his prime, and he's actually 2.5 to 3 times stronger and his prime than he is as an old man, I don't think Meruem is beating that. That's just my opinion. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Your boy Ars is out.